This is not the secret life of Zambonis, but the illogical journey of the Zambonis. However, I didn't change the title on my Twitch stream.
Zamboni, 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 Zamboni. Zamboni, 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 Zamboni,
what is this?
Zamboni, Zamboni,
Zamboni,
Zamboni, Zamboni, Zamboni, Zamboni, Zamboni, Zamboni, Zamboni, Zamboni, Zamboni, Zamboni,
Is it looping yet?
Zamboni, 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 Zamboni.
No, it's still going. It's still going.
Zamboni, Zamboni, Zamboni,
Stop!
Zamboni,
Fucking stop.
Zamboni.
The word officially means nothing now. It's just a collection of sounds.
Zamboni, 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 Zamboni.
He's still going. Still going. Still unique. Still unique. I'm shitting myself. I take pleasure in the idea that I'm forcing over 5,000 people to watch this on their Sunday night.
Zamboni, 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 Zamboni.
Once upon a time, in a country not unlike your own, Zambonis and men lived in peace. However, darkness brewed beneath this shallow veneer of cordiality. A political faction with an irrational hatred of the Zambonis sprang forth fully formed from the hardened skulls of wicked men. Scholars of either tribe could neither predict nor explain the rise of this faction, but the day came when this odious group took the highest power in the land, and the Zambonis found themselves exiled under threat of death. Pulling what supplies they could carry, the Zambonis purchased a single ship from a sympathetic merchant. 16 of the wisest Zambonis would travel to their ancestral homeland and unspoiled utopia that no living Zamboni had ever seen with his own eyes. There, the Zambonis would rebuild their civilization, free from the ire of man.
I got nothing. I got nothing. I have no commentary. I'm sorry. I don't have anything. Do I get to customize my Zamboni? Yeah, I do. That's a loud sound effect. Zamboni. Zamboni. I think we're good. That's a good Zamboni, right? Okay, let's take it onto the Viking ship. For those that don't know what a Zamboni is, it is, in fact, what is used to clean the ice on a hockey rink. So, it's backwards here. And I don't know why they have a secret life. I guess we just... This is fine. This is fine.
Against all odds,
they smoothed the ice, sorry.
The voyage across the sea. Famished and exhausted, the Zambonis were overjoyed to leave their wooden cocoon. However, they could not rest their weary bodies on this newfound land, for Zambonis were not made to live in the mountains. Their utopia must lie further inland. The Zambonis come across a curious sight. Two bridges span an impressive distance, each
This
bridge
fucking
guarded
accent.
by a massive stone face. One speaks. Zambonis! I haven't seen the likes of you for centuries. The other responds.
You sure Reg didn't make this game?
Damn, Zambonis. Something about y'all makes me wanna...
Choo! As well, brother. One Zamboni steps forward and says, "We only seek passage across your bridges. Could you hold still your sniffles while we cross? I fear these old planks may not survive the violence of your winds."
My mouth has been wide open. My jaw is on the ground this entire time.
Been born a man of flesh or stone. His brother adds, "It's not all Zambonis, mind. Some of you lot I find quite tolerable. Choose wisely. Even I can't predict who can pass safely over my bridge."
Okay, we have to choose.
The first Zamboni crosses without incident.
Okay.
The second Zamboni joins her relieved comrade.
Apparently this is a Zumbinis ripoff. I don't know what the fuck Zumbini is. So...
The third Zamboni finds his passage cut short by a mighty exhalation that sends him flying to the rocky depths below. It is not likely any Zamboni could survive such a fall. At this point, the Zambonis are stunned. They intellectually knew the risks involved in their voyage, but nothing could prepare them for the emotional impact of seeing a friend die before their eyes so soon after their landfall. How absurd. How utterly, utterly absurd that fate has contrived to strip them of
Are we
first
still
their
doing
freedoms
this?
and now their lives. Back home, their mortality never rested on a coin flip. The survivors steel themselves, for they know that this gauntlet is the only way forward, and this death is merely the first of many.
Wow. Wow. There's a lot of story in this game.
The fourth
lot of story.
crosses, an expression of terror stuck on his face. He barely realizes when he reaches the other side.
A lot of story. A lot of gameplay, too.
The fifth Zamboni casts a look of scorn towards the detestable faces as she passes overhead. The faces fail to meet her gaze.
The accent almost changed, I think. It went from, like, Russian to almost German.
The sixth Zamboni nearly jumps off the bridge himself when the stone face begins to contort. It is a mercy he did not.
Ho, false alarm.
Upon seeing the face begin his deadly sneeze, the seventh Zamboni tries to flee. Choo! His efforts prove fruitless as he plummets to his death. One Zamboni speaks out. "Your hateful air has slain two of the gentlest souls ever to walk this earth. Cease your unkind breath, lest you harm a third," the first face replies.
You are but visitors in our realm.
The second adds.
I don't see why we have to change our behavior when it's your presence that irritates our lungs. Just don't cross my bridge if you think I'll sneeze. It's as simple as that.
Like, I don't even need to do any commentary. I got, you know, I'll just keep my mouth shut. I'll let you guys enjoy the game.
The eighth Zamboni crosses with a confidence that proves...
I am bad at this game, though. I did lose two already.
Simple.
That's a shame.
The ninth Zamboni matches his friend's swagger,
Choo!
but fails to match his results.
I
Rest
guess
in
it's
peace.
not so simple after all.
One Zamboni cries out, "How can you be so cavalier about murdering a fellow thinking creature?"
Little Zamboni, from this cliff I have seen more thinking creatures live and die than you will ever know in your brief life.
You don't even care, do you?
Your quest means little to me or my brother. We will shed no tears when you have gone. Choo!
A mighty sneeze shakes the bridge
Rest in
underneath the
peace.
10th Zamboni's feet, sending her to an untimely death. Her former lover cries, "Just tell us, O great mountain gods, what you wish of us.
Now there's
Why
mountain
did you
gods?
kill her and not me? Why did you deem me worthy of survival? Is it my appearance, my courage, my speed?"
Oh, this
Your
voice
comrades
acting, though.
died? You didn't. It wouldn't be wise to read any intent into these occurrences.
I swear this voice sounds a little bit like Reg. It's driving me
The
crazy.
next Zamboni shares the fate of the two prior participants in this mad game. The surviving Zambonis are silent. It is clear that these stone gods are incapable of listening to reason.
This is now getting dark. I'm, like, kind of depressed for these poor
The
fucking
12th Zamboni
Zambobis.
says a small prayer before crossing. She makes it across.
Prayer
The 13th
successful.
glides across the bridge in silence. As does the 14th.
Are you clenching
and the
yet?
15th.
All right, what do you guys think? Over or under? Is he making it? Is this last one making it?
And finally, the 16th joins the others on the far end of the cliff.
It is done.
In all, the stone faces slew 5 Zambonis. The 11 survivors follow the path onward. They say nothing to each other on this leg of the voyage, each dealing with this grief in his or her own secret internal way. Some are lost in thought. Some try their hardest to remember the fallen, to commit their faces, names, and deeds to memory. Some are already feeling those memories fade. Some try to block out their own thoughts and concentrate entirely on the task of moving forward. Some of them are even successful.
I never thought I would feel this amount of...
stumble upon a most unusual scene. A hirsute troll lies convulsing on the ground, beating his breast and airing his lamentation to the clouds.
Pizza! Won't somebody make me a pizza?
Next to the troll rests an ancient machine.
Ancient pizza machine.
Technology implies that it was once used to manufacture and vend this troll's food of choice. The youngest of Zambonis approaches this miserable creature. I feel your pain, for we too are low on rations. It has been many moons since we have enjoyed a prepared meal. The troll shows no sign of understanding.
Pizza! I need pizza!
That's just me.
This machine still works. If so, we would be happy to share its blessing with you, weary traveler.
Make me some pizza!
The Zambonis share a glance. Perhaps they would find food elsewhere. They attempt to leave, but the malnourished troll strikes with an unexpected scent and speed, killing the young Zamboni in an instant.
No, baby Zamboni.
Pizza!
There is desperation in his sunken eyes. The troll stands in the only road forward. He demands immediate attention. His actions cannot be ignored. So the survivors retreat to form a plan. 2 camps emerge. Some Zambonis wish to appease the troll, for his request seems simple enough. The others wish to overwhelm the troll with superior numbers, slaying him before he has a chance to strike again. They hold a vote. The appeasers win.
It's so stupid. Oh my god, I never thought I would care about these characters as much as I do. I don't want to lose any more of them. But yeah, we gotta make some pizza. Can we put like meat? It's like a meat pizza.
Zambonis are luck. The first pizza brings this greasy marvel to the troll. One would expect the troll to be overjoyed at finally seeing the object of his desire made both tangible and edible before his eyes. There is nothing but anger in his face.
More toppings!
The picky eater suddenly attacks his unlikely maitre d'. And it is not long before 2 bodies hit the ground. One covered in tomato sauce, the other in blood. And the pizza quickly quells the discontent in his ranks and prepares to honor the troll's new request.
You know, considering I actually have no idea what Zambonis are, Zumbibis, whatever, this is even weirder. But apparently this pizza machine is in some way in that Zumbinis game. So...
The second pizza nervously brings his offering.
A golden egg,
the
meat,
beast
and
takes one with
lobster.
yells.
I don't like these toppings.
And
oh, you motherfucker! Let me know what you want!
Van Zamboni cries. Don't you see? You cannot satisfy this stubborn creature. How can we sit idly by while he slays our friends over his absurd predilections? But her words remain in vain as an appeaser responds. I can tell that this troll is a lost soul, one who defines himself by what he dislikes but unable to articulate his heart's desires. Once we discover what he needs, I am sure he will prove a valuable ally.
Again, just like me. So meat and lobster.
The pizza keeps fast to his convictions and brings the latest soggy concoction to his pugnacious patron. Still, the troll remains unsatisfied, screaming,
More toppings!
Yet again, the troll responds with violence to the mere presence of an innocuous pizza decorated to another's liking. At this, the remaining Zambonis have simultaneously reached their individual breaking points and swarm the troll with a justified rage. The Zambonis are not creatures used to fighting. Their moves are clumsy, their blows are weak. Still, they outnumber the troll, and so, when the battle ends, the 7 surviving Zambonis emerge victorious. The troll is dead, but at a heavy cost. After burying their dead, the survivors feast at night on a dish made from the flesh and bones of their fallen enemy. It is a sausage pizza, and in that moment, it is the most delicious thing the Zambonis have ever tasted. Morning arrives with a whimper as the 7 remaining
real life?
Zambonis come across a fork in the road. 2 paths diverge in this barren land, neither one betraying what dreams or nightmares await at their termini. Still, a choice must be made.
Oh my god, it turned into a... I like that he was a sausage pizza. That made it much better.
At the end of the world, the Zambonis encounter a curious contraption. A dull machine idly blows bubbles over another treacherous chasm. The Zambonis are momentarily taken back to their carefree childhoods, ones often spent giddily blowing bubbles in the grassy meadows of the land they once called home. But the reality of this machine stands in opposition to this idealized image, manufacturing bubbles with such stark efficiency as to give no hint of joy or wonder. Arrows adorned with caricatures of Zamboni phrenology float along the bubble's paths. The implication is clear. This odd construct was designed to process and sort Zambonis by crude analysis of their physical features. Nearby glyphs inform the Zambonis that riding a bubble would allow them to cross safely. The Zambonis are hesitant. Who can trust the conveyance that gives such weight to one's appearance? But it seems to be the only way forward. Who will be the first to give the device a try?
Well, one of them's dying, so... Oh my god.
Poor Zamboni. Poor, hopeful Zamboni. The system was designed for Zambonis to use, but not for their benefit. The moment freedom is in reach, this cruel machine changes its criteria, leaving its captive adrift, stranded but always in motion, perpetually allowing for a sliver of hope. A hope rooted in the assumption that movement implies progress and that the Zamboni needs only wait for the system to let him pass. It never will. The system ensnares Zamboni, shunting them from checkpoint to capricious checkpoint until, finally, the Zamboni either runs out of air or the waning surface tension of the bubble causes it to burst. The trapped Zamboni cries for the others to join him, for it will surely not be long now before he makes landfall. But his friends have no way to reach him without entering the system themselves. There's nothing they can do for him now. Without a word, the surviving 6 Zambonis return to the fork and take the other path, leaving their comrade to his inevitable death. They avoid each other's gaze, for they know they alone remain, not by bravery, not by wisdom or skill, but by chance. It could have been any one of them in that bubble.
I didn't know this game was gonna be like this.
Young and old, learned and clever, friends and lovers, trusting and cautious, all indiscriminately whittled down by this broken place, a land indifferent to the guilt and despair felt by those left behind. The Zambonis are now greeted by an odd assortment of weaponry, all pointed at yet another glyph. They take a closer look at the quandary before them. 3 catapults are aimed at the otherwise unreachable path above. A cannon points at the cliffside, which itself is dotted with an array of runes. Some portend death, while others hint at freedom. A nearby device seems to control the cannon's aim. Another convoluted puzzle.
Let me guess, another dead Zamboni.
The Zambonis are so tired. Had they still the capacity to hope, they would have hoped this trial would be their last. Perhaps it will be. Perhaps not. 3 somber Zambonis file into the machine, each one taking a catapult. Their thoughts have succumbed to the entropic whims of this world, and so they await the shot that will determine their future.
I have a feeling that no matter what I do... What? No matter what I do... Look at these beveled buttons. Dear God. No matter what I do... one or more Zambonis are
The
gonna die.
cannon fires upon a tile marked with a single skull. Before the Zambonis have a chance to react, a single catapult misfires, sending its occupant to her death. Another
surprise.
Zamboni quickly fills her space.
Oh no, look at their face. They're so upset. They're terrified, these poor Zambonis.
The cannon hits a blank tile, and nothing happens. The travelers' faces remain hollow. They are not relieved at this momentary reprieve, for they know their final judgment will come soon enough. Triple skulls. All three catapults send their precious cargo down to the murky depths of oblivion. The two remaining Zambonis dutifully take their places. One says, "If this is the end, I am glad you are by my side." But her companion remains silent, inconsolable.
I care. I don't want them to die.
The empty catapult triggers, failing in its malicious intent. Are the Zambonis aware how close they came to death? Do they even care?
I care now. I care.
Miraculously, the last two Zambonis find themselves flung to the top of the cliff. They roll onward, desperate to leave this horrible place. How much more drama must they endure? When will they have time to process and grieve? A few miles down the path, the Zambonis find an ancient feathered sign. It reads,
did it.
Zamboniville. At long last, they are nearly to their goal. What homeland awaits at the end of this path? Their respective relatives had often spoke of a utopia, but were rather vague on the specifics. No matter. If such a utopia does not exist, then they would build one of their own sweat and blood. Beyond the hill, an incredible sight shocks the pair from their miserable stupor. A town, a village, a city sprawls before their eyes. It is as if they had never left home. They race down the hill in awe, smiling as if for the first time. Their smiles quickly fade as they see who inhabits the city. You see for generations now, Zamboniville was a city of men. Thriving here are the descendants of the men who had forced the ancient Zambonis to flee this place, a homeland that never truly existed except in myth and song. Men, the same men who built the borders and machinery designed long ago to destroy and demoralize the object of their ire, Zambonis. Erstwhile cohabitants still blamed for the ills of man even in this long, long absence. A hatred fostered over many centuries reignites as the two Zambonis find themselves at gunpoint. Neither man nor God intervenes on their behalf. Two shots ring out.
No.
Two Zambonis draw their last breaths.
Well, nicely done, Noib. Alright then.
Zamboni, Zamboni. A few miles down the path, the Zambonis find an ancient feathered sign. It reads,
No.
Zamboniville.
No. It's one of the fucking most beguiling Sunday games I've ever played.
Zamboni, 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 Zamboni.
Someone in chat just said, hey Vinny, is it possible to refund a free subscription? That about sums up the game I just played. Okay, well that was the illogical journey of the Zambonis. I think I would rather play the secret life of the Zambonis. But unfortunately that's not what we got. Zamboni wants to... So, yeah, yeah. I don't know if, I don't know if there's a good ending. I actually am not entirely sure if that was the only ending. Let's see, absolutely not, no. I figured I'd cheer you up with a little music. Little music? No? Hang on a second. I want to check something out. I don't think there is actually, I don't think there's a good ending. It seems like, I'm looking on YouTube here and I'm seeing that there's just a bunch of the same ending. Unless everyone got the exact same ending. Well, here, let me bring up the mood of the stream before I switch to the next game, everyone, okay? Since we're all upset about fucking vehicles that are used to smooth ice. Let's just take a look at this in memoriam. Here's a Zamboni in its natural habitat, free, happy, truly alive. Not backwards like I thought they were. Suggested 5-day hike with my dog in remote Canadian wilderness. In parentheses, dog is dead. See, now the Zamboni was able to be free and live happy, and love its life and everything. There's one thing I didn't do for this, and I want to do that now, if you don't mind. I'd like to just add a little music. God bless. I feel like I didn't want it to end. There was so much more. Like there was so much more we could have explored together. We could have seen together.